There is a unique kind of confidence that develops over time, and it feels very different from the loud, attention seeking confidence often seen earlier in life. It is calm, grounded, and deeply rooted in self understanding. When a woman reaches this stage, she no longer feels the need to prove her worth to anyone. She does not enter a room trying to impress people or gain validation, yet her presence naturally draws attention. This kind of confidence is quiet, but it carries strength. It shows in the way she speaks, the way she carries herself, and the way she remains composed in different situations. This calm confidence often comes from experience. Over time, she has faced different situations, learned from them, and grown stronger because of them. She understands her strengths and accepts her imperfections without letting them define her. This self awareness removes the pressure to appear perfect, allowing her to be authentic. Authenticity is powerful because it creates a sense of ease not only within herself, but also for those around her. People are naturally drawn to individuals who are comfortable in their own skin because that comfort feels real and reassuring. Unlike loud confidence that seeks constant attention, calm confidence does not need to be noticed to exist. It is steady and consistent, regardless of external validation. She does not rely on compliments, approval, or constant reassurance to feel secure about herself. Instead, her sense of worth comes from within. This internal stability creates emotional balance, allowing her to handle situations with clarity rather than reaction. When challenges arise, she does not lose control easily because her confidence is not fragile. It is built on understanding rather than appearance. This kind of confidence also influences how she interacts with others. She listens with attention, speaks with clarity, and does not feel the need to dominate conversations to feel important. Her communication feels natural and meaningful because it is not driven by insecurity. When someone is secure within themselves, they allow space for others to express themselves as well. This creates a balanced and respectful interaction, which often leaves a strong impression. People remember how they feel around someone, and calm confidence often makes others feel comfortable and respected. Another important aspect of this confidence is that it does not compete. She does not compare herself constantly with others or feel threatened by someone else's success or presence. Instead, she understands that everyone has their own journey. This mindset creates a sense of peace because she is focused on her own growth rather than external comparison. Peaceful energy is attractive because it removes tension and creates a sense of stability. When someone is at peace with themselves, their presence naturally becomes more appealing. Calm confidence also reflects independence. She does not depend on attention or approval to feel complete. She enjoys her own company and values her own time. This independence makes her presence more meaningful because she chooses where to invest her energy instead of seeking it from everywhere. Choice creates value because it shows that her attention is intentional rather than automatic. People often appreciate what is given with intention rather than what is given freely without thought. When a woman carries this kind of calm and steady confidence, it becomes a silent form of attraction that does not need to announce itself. It is felt rather than forced, noticed rather than demanded. And when confidence reaches this level of quiet strength, it naturally becomes one of the most powerful qualities that draws people in without effort. One of the most powerful signs of true attractiveness is the ability to set clear boundaries without feeling guilty about it. As a woman grows emotionally and gains life experience, she begins to understand that her time, energy, and emotional well being are valuable. She no longer feels the need to say yes to everything just to be accepted or liked. Instead, she becomes more selective about where she invests herself. This selectiveness is not cold or distant, it is intentional. It reflects self respect, and self respect naturally increases how others perceive her value. In earlier stages of life, it is common to seek approval by accommodating others, even at the cost of personal comfort. But with maturity comes clarity. She realizes that constantly pleasing others often leads to exhaustion and imbalance. Setting boundaries becomes a way to protect her peace rather than push people away. When she says no, it is not out of negativity, but out of understanding her limits. This ability to choose what aligns with her values creates a sense of control over her life. Control brings stability, and stability creates confidence. Boundaries also reflect emotional strength. It takes strength to walk away from situations that do not feel right, especially when there is pressure to stay. Whether it is a conversation, a relationship, or a commitment, she is no longer willing to ignore her intuition just to maintain harmony. She understands that real harmony comes from honesty, not sacrifice of self. This honesty allows her to communicate her needs clearly without aggression or fear. Clear communication often prevents misunderstandings because it sets expectations from the beginning. When a woman sets boundaries calmly and respectfully, it sends a strong message about her self worth. It shows that she values herself enough to protect what matters to her. People often respond differently when they sense this level of self respect. Instead of taking her presence for granted, they begin to recognize that her time and attention are not easily given. This recognition increases her value in the eyes of others because people naturally respect what is not freely available without consideration. Another important part of setting boundaries is emotional balance. When she knows her limits, she avoids situations that drain her energy unnecessarily. This allows her to remain calm and centered rather than overwhelmed. Emotional balance makes her presence more attractive because it creates a sense of stability. People feel comfortable around someone who is not constantly stressed or conflicted. Stability creates trust, and trust strengthens connection. Boundaries also help create healthier relationships. When expectations are clear, both people understand where they stand. This reduces confusion and builds respect on both sides. Instead of trying to please everyone, she focuses on building connections that are genuine and balanced. Balanced relationships feel more fulfilling because they are based on mutual understanding rather than one sided effort. Setting boundaries without guilt also reflects independence. She does not rely on external validation to make decisions. Instead, she trusts her own judgment and stands by it. This independence shows that she is not easily influenced by pressure or opinion. Confidence grows when decisions are made with clarity, and that confidence becomes visible in her behavior. When a woman sets boundaries with calmness and self respect, it becomes a quiet but powerful expression of her worth. It shows that she values herself enough to protect her energy while still remaining open to meaningful connections. And when self respect guides her choices, it naturally becomes one of the strongest qualities that makes her deeply attractive. As a woman grows and becomes more aware of herself, one of the most noticeable shifts is her relationship with peace. She no longer feels drawn to unnecessary drama, confusion, or emotional chaos. Instead of chasing intensity, she begins to value stability. This change is not because life becomes less exciting, but because she understands that real happiness comes from emotional balance, not constant emotional highs and lows. Choosing peace becomes a priority, and that choice reflects a deeper level of maturity and self respect. In earlier stages, drama can sometimes feel engaging because it creates strong emotions and unpredictable moments. But over time, repeated exposure to instability often leads to exhaustion. She begins to recognize patterns that drain her energy rather than add value to her life. When this awareness develops, her choices start to change. She becomes more selective about the environments she enters, the conversations she entertains, and the people she allows into her space. This selectiveness is not about avoiding life, but about protecting her emotional well being. Valuing peace also means knowing when to walk away. She no longer feels the need to prove a point in every disagreement or stay in situations that disturb her inner balance. Walking away is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of clarity. It shows that she understands what is worth her energy and what is not. This ability to disengage from negativity creates a sense of control because she is no longer reacting to every situation. Instead, she responds with intention, choosing what deserves her attention. This calm and peaceful energy becomes noticeable to others. People often feel more comfortable around someone who carries emotional stability. There is a sense of ease in her presence because she does not bring unnecessary tension into interactions. Conversations feel lighter, more genuine, and more respectful. When someone values peace, they naturally create an environment where others can feel relaxed as well. This kind of presence is attractive because it offers something rare, emotional safety. Choosing peace also reflects confidence. It shows that she does not need constant excitement or validation to feel fulfilled. She is comfortable with simplicity and finds value in meaningful moments rather than dramatic experiences. This mindset reduces the need for external approval because her sense of satisfaction comes from within. Internal satisfaction creates a steady emotional state, which makes her reactions more thoughtful and less impulsive. Thoughtful behavior often leads to stronger and more stable connections. Another important aspect of valuing peace is emotional control. When she prioritizes calmness, she becomes less reactive to situations that once may have disturbed her. Instead of being pulled into arguments or negative energy, she maintains her composure. This does not mean she ignores problems, but that she chooses to address them in a balanced way. Emotional control creates respect because it shows strength without aggression. People tend to admire those who can remain calm even in challenging situations. Peace also allows her to focus on what truly matters. Without constant distractions or emotional turbulence, she can invest her energy into growth, meaningful relationships, and personal goals. This focus creates a sense of direction, which adds to her overall presence. Direction gives life purpose, and purpose often enhances confidence. When someone knows what they want and what they stand for, their energy becomes more grounded and intentional. When a woman chooses peace over drama, it becomes a reflection of her inner strength and clarity. It shows that she values her emotional well being more than temporary excitement. And when her presence is defined by calmness and balance, it naturally becomes something that others are drawn to without effort. One of the most noticeable qualities that develops with maturity is the ability to communicate with clarity and depth. When a woman reaches this level, she no longer feels the need to play games, send mixed signals, or hide her intentions behind confusion. Instead, she expresses herself in a way that is direct, calm, and meaningful. Her words carry purpose because they come from understanding, not from insecurity. This kind of communication creates a strong impression because it feels genuine and easy to trust. Clear communication often comes from self awareness. When she understands her own thoughts and emotions, it becomes easier for her to express them without hesitation. She does not speak just to fill silence, but to add value to the conversation. This makes her presence more impactful because people can feel the intention behind her words. When someone communicates with clarity, it removes uncertainty and builds a sense of comfort. Comfort is important in any interaction because it allows both people to feel relaxed and understood. Depth in communication also means that conversations go beyond surface level topics. Instead of focusing only on casual or temporary discussions, she engages in meaningful dialogue. She listens carefully, responds thoughtfully, and shows genuine interest in understanding the other person. Listening is just as important as speaking, and when she listens with attention, it creates a sense of respect. People naturally feel valued when they are heard, and feeling valued strengthens emotional connection. This ability to create meaningful conversations makes her presence memorable. Another important aspect of clear communication is honesty. She does not feel the need to pretend or say things just to please others. Instead, she expresses her thoughts in a respectful but truthful way. Honesty builds trust because it shows that she is authentic. When someone knows that what she says reflects what she truly feels, it creates a sense of reliability. Reliability is attractive because it provides emotional stability. People are drawn to those who are consistent and genuine in their communication. This clarity also reduces unnecessary drama and misunderstanding. When intentions are expressed openly, there is less room for confusion. She does not leave people guessing about what she means or how she feels. Instead, she creates an environment where communication feels straightforward and balanced. Balanced communication often leads to healthier interactions because both people understand each other better. Understanding reduces conflict and increases respect, which strengthens the overall connection. Depth in communication also reflects emotional intelligence. She is aware of how her words can affect others, and she chooses them carefully. This awareness allows her to express herself without causing unnecessary harm or misunderstanding. Emotional intelligence creates harmony because it balances honesty with sensitivity. When someone communicates in this way, it shows both strength and consideration at the same time. This balance makes her communication style both powerful and attractive. Another key part of this quality is confidence. She does not hesitate to express what she wants, what she values, or what she does not accept. This confidence removes ambiguity and sets clear expectations. Clear expectations create respect because they show that she knows her worth and is not afraid to stand by it. When communication is confident yet calm, it becomes more effective because it does not rely on pressure or force. When a woman communicates with clarity and depth, it transforms the way others perceive and interact with her. Her words feel meaningful, her presence feels grounded, and her interactions feel genuine. And when communication becomes this clear and intentional, it naturally becomes one of the strongest signs of true attractiveness that goes far beyond surface level. There is a certain kind of presence that does not need to announce itself, yet it is noticed almost immediately. When a woman becomes deeply comfortable with who she is, she no longer seeks attention, but somehow attention finds her. This is what effortless attraction looks like. It is not built on trying too hard or constantly seeking validation, but on authenticity, self awareness, and emotional balance. When she enters a space, she does not try to be the center of attention, but her calm and grounded energy naturally draws people in. Attracting attention without trying often comes from being genuine. When someone is not pretending to be someone else, their behavior feels natural and easy to connect with. People can sense authenticity even if they cannot explain it. It shows in the way she speaks, the way she listens, and the way she carries herself. There is no pressure in her presence because she is not trying to impress anyone. This lack of pressure makes others feel more relaxed, which creates a positive and comfortable interaction. Comfort is often more attractive than perfection because it allows real connection to form. This kind of effortless attraction also comes from not needing approval. When a woman does not depend on compliments or attention to feel good about herself, her energy changes. She becomes more independent in how she feels, and this independence makes her presence more valuable. People are often drawn to those who do not chase validation because it creates a sense of mystery and confidence. When attention is not demanded, it feels more meaningful when it is given. This balance makes her interactions feel more genuine rather than forced. Another important aspect of attracting attention naturally is emotional stability. When she is calm and balanced, her reactions are steady rather than unpredictable. This stability creates a sense of trust because people feel they know what to expect from her. Trust is a powerful factor in attraction because it makes interactions feel safe and comfortable. When someone feels safe around another person, they are more likely to open up and engage more deeply. This deeper engagement often strengthens the connection. Her presence also reflects self awareness. She understands her strengths, accepts her imperfections, and does not feel the need to hide them. This acceptance creates a sense of ease because she is not constantly trying to control how others perceive her. When someone is at ease with themselves, it allows their natural personality to come forward. Natural personality often feels more attractive than a carefully constructed image because it is real and relatable. Effortless attraction also comes from selective attention. She does not give her time and energy to everyone equally. Instead, she chooses where to invest herself based on what feels right to her. This selectiveness creates value because it shows that her attention is intentional. When something is given with intention, it feels more meaningful. People often appreciate what is not easily available because it shows that it has been chosen, not simply offered without thought. Another part of this natural attraction is the absence of desperation. When someone is not trying too hard to be noticed, their energy feels calm and confident. Desperation often creates pressure, but calm confidence creates curiosity. Curiosity draws people in because it invites them to understand more. When her presence feels effortless, it allows others to engage without feeling overwhelmed. When a woman attracts attention without trying, it reflects a deep level of self-confidence and authenticity. It shows that she is comfortable within herself and does not rely on external validation to feel valued. And when attraction flows naturally without effort, it often becomes one of the most powerful and undeniable signs of true presence. One of the strongest signs of true attractiveness is when a woman fully understands her value and no longer feels the need to chase anyone for attention, validation, or connection. This mindset does not come from arrogance, but from clarity. Over time, she has learned what she brings into a relationship, how she treats others, and what she deserves in return. Because of this awareness, she no longer feels the urge to prove herself or convince someone to see her worth. She understands that the right people will recognize it naturally, without pressure or persuasion. When someone knows their value, their behavior changes in a quiet but powerful way. She does not overextend herself to gain approval, nor does she tolerate situations where she feels unappreciated. Instead, she remains grounded in her standards. These standards are not unrealistic expectations, but clear boundaries about how she wants to be treated. When those boundaries are not respected, she does not chase or argue endlessly. She simply steps back. This ability to walk away from what does not align with her values reflects strength, because it shows that she prioritizes self respect over temporary emotional attachment. Not chasing also reflects emotional independence. She does not rely on others to feel complete, and she does not look for constant reassurance to maintain her confidence. Her sense of worth comes from within, which makes her presence feel stable and secure. Emotional independence is attractive because it removes pressure from the interaction. Instead of needing something from others, she chooses to share her presence. This difference is important because choice creates value. When someone is there by choice rather than need, it feels more genuine and meaningful. This mindset also changes how she views relationships. Instead of chasing attention, she focuses on connection that feels mutual. She understands that real attraction and respect cannot be forced. If effort is one sided, she recognizes it early and chooses not to invest further. This awareness protects her from unnecessary disappointment and allows her to focus on connections that feel balanced. Balanced relationships are built on mutual effort, and when that balance exists, connection grows naturally without pressure. Another important aspect of knowing her value is patience. She does not rush into situations out of fear of being alone. Instead, she allows time to reveal whether something is truly right for her. This patience comes from confidence because she trusts that the right connection will come without her needing to chase it. When someone is patient, their decisions become more thoughtful and less influenced by temporary emotions. Thoughtful decisions often lead to more stable and fulfilling outcomes. Not chasing also creates a sense of mystery and respect. When someone is not always available or overly eager, their presence becomes more meaningful. People tend to value what is not easily given because it shows that it must be earned through genuine effort. This does not mean she plays games, but that she allows things to develop naturally. Natural development often feels more real because it is based on true interest rather than pressure. Her energy also becomes more focused on herself. Instead of spending time worrying about how others perceive her, she invests in her own growth, happiness, and well being. This focus creates a strong and positive presence because she is not distracted by external validation. When someone is fulfilled within themselves, their presence becomes more attractive because it reflects confidence and peace at the same time. When a woman knows her value and refuses to chase, it shows that she respects herself enough to wait for what truly aligns with her. It reflects strength, independence, and emotional clarity. And when someone reaches this level of self awareness, their presence naturally becomes more powerful because it is built on certainty rather than need.